Why hello there and welcome back. I am doing a breakdown of the recent Star Wars Outlaws gameplay that was shown at Ubisoft Forward. This is the very first gameplay we've ever seen of Star Wars Outlaws, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint, at least in my opinion. I absolutely love this gameplay, and if you've already seen it, by the way, stick around with this video with me because I'm going to be showing you stuff that you may have missed in your first watch through of this gameplay, because there's a lot of stuff that you probably missed, and we're going to go over all the details right now. And we're going to first start off right here at the beginning with the main character, Kay Vess, and her little buddy, Nyx, who of course is the little creature right here. And right away, they establish that we're kind of in like a stealth mode type of gameplay right now. And she's going to sneak up behind this guy right here. And you'll see that she's going to do a takedown move. It's going to prompt her with the X button right here. And she successfully takes down one of the enemies. Now, she's still in sneak mode, so she has not been detected by the enemies just yet. And what's really cool here is Nyx can actually be ordered around. So we're going to see right here that you can order Nyx, the creature, to either attack the enemies or go up and press this button. So Nyx can be used for many different things in this game, which is really cool to see. And right here, Nyx has successfully activated the button. Kay is going to climb up here, and I love how Nyx climbs up on her back seamlessly like that. That's so cool. And the environment looks so detailed right here. Of course, this is running on the Snowdrop engine, which is the same engine that the Division games utilize. So I'm not surprised that it looks this detailed. So she's still in sneak mode now. She has been detected by one of the enemies here. And she manages to pull off a really cool maneuver there with her blaster. And you can see right now that at the top, you'll notice it says enemies alerted. And then the enemies will be popping up on that compass at the very top. Now, if we look at the rest of the HUD here, we can see her blaster is at the bottom left. I believe it's her health at the bottom right here. And then at the bottom right is going to be the different moves you can pull off with Nyx. So we're going to continue here watching. She manages to get a vertical position here. And this dude is going to use a shield. But she manages to switch her blaster into a different mode there. So she opens up this menu right here for her blaster. And the blaster appears to have 3 different modes for it. Stun, blaster, and focused. She's going to switch over to the focused mode to get through the shield and then punch the bad guy right in the face. Now she switches the blaster back over to the blaster mode right here. So if I pause it right here, you can see that she's going to switch it back over to blaster mode. And she's going to utilize this cover as well. So it looks like this game does have some cover elements to it, which is not surprising because the Division also had that as well. And I mentioned the Division, of course, because Massive Entertainment, of course, developed the Division. So let's hit play. And she's going to do a little bit more long range there on that guy. Now, if you missed it there, she ordered Nyx to go fetch this weapon right here, which is definitely a heavier blaster. So Nyx is going to go fetch that weapon, which is definitely a really cool gameplay element. She utilizes the explosive barrel there to explode the enemies. She's going to take out these 2 guys right here. And then Nyx is going to bring up the blaster from the enemy, and she's going to press Y to pick it up right now and demolish the enemies with this blaster. And I absolutely love the sound design as well. I know the sound is turned down a little bit so I can talk over it, but I love the sound design. She's going to pull out a grapple right there to go down here to her swoop bike. So this is a swoop bike. And this part I was amazed by because the traversal of the land looks awesome. This whole environment here looks amazing. And you can see that she's being attacked by the Syndicate on their speeder bikes. And at this point, I was wondering, will she be able to defend herself? And the answer is yes. So there is actual vehicular type of combat, if you will. So she'll be able to utilize her blaster while on her swoop bike. And if we rewind it here, you'll notice that this is actually what appears to be a special ability of her blaster. So if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, I'm going to rewind it some more. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner, you'll notice that her blaster starts to light up a little bit, the icon of the blaster. And you'll see that there's a bar that is starting to fill up. And I believe this is some type of focus special ability with her blaster. So she is going to immediately activate that. You can see the HUD changes to have what appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red triangles. So I believe she can target up to 5 enemies possibly with this maneuver. And she's targeting 2 of them right now. And she effortlessly takes them down. So that was really cool. I love that part. And again, if we just take a look at the environment, it's so detailed and it looks amazing. So now she's heading over towards this outpost and talking to the commando droid ND5. Now, many people were wondering what the commando droid's name was from the initial trailer, and we now know that the commando droid's name is ND5. So now she's heading to Janta's Hope, which looks like it's an outpost here. And again, the detail is amazing. I absolutely love this detail. And I'm going to pause it real quick because if we look at this outpost and this planet is actually called Tashara, I believe it's called. And it's actually a moon. So this is the moon of Tashara. And it definitely has some similarities to the planet from Jedi Survivor. So there's definitely some similarities to that as well. And again, I just love the detail. I love the atmosphere of this location. And we are going to enter here. And there's no loading time from what I see. And here is ND5, the commando droid that everyone has been wondering about.
What? Are you worried?
No.
Okay.
No, but you droid.
What?
Be careful. Donka's a broker, not a friend. She can't be trusted.
Who can out here? See you back at the ship.
So right now, Kay is making her way into what could end up being a bad situation. And we all know, if you've seen the trailer, it does end up being pretty bad.
Kay Vess. Back already? I told you she's fresh, but she's good.
Who's this?
Just a friend. Join us.
Job was more complicated than you said, Danka.
You lived. Hey, these aren't toys.
And you have to love little Nick's here trying to grab one of these items here. And this is actually, what's on the table there is what Kay has delivered to Donka here. And that's what the mission was, to deliver the goods. And they're considered investments. And here we have an Imperial who is going to cause some major trouble.
Wait. We haven't met. Don't really know many of you.
Stealing illegal contraband, running with syndicates. I could say you're a threat to the Empire. But I won't have to, if you're smart.
So this is really cool. And I know many of you probably already saw this in the initial gameplay or in your first watch through of this gameplay, but you can actually have dialogue choices in this game. So in this case, Kay can either bribe the Imperial or not bribe the Imperial, and she chooses to not bribe the Imperial, but it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if she would have bribed the Imperial officer. So let's see what happens when she does not bribe.
Thanks, but I'm smart enough to get myself out of trouble.
You pay the tax just like everyone else.
Whoa, kid, let's just relax.
You won't make it off to Shara alive.
Maybe.
I love this scene. I'm going to rewind it here. I absolutely love the shot right here. It really captures what this game is all about, you know. It's going to be about your struggles with the Imperials and the Syndicates as well, and your relationships with everybody else. So everything seems very complicated in Kay's life. She's got a lot of stuff she's juggling here, and the Empire just adds even more tension to everything else that she's dealing with. So now Kay is going to walk away from the situation, but she's not out of it completely just yet. And if I rewind it there, you may have missed this, but if I rewind it there, you can see at the left of the screen, she received 2,500 credits for completing her mission and delivering the goods. And again, the detail here on the interiors is just incredible. Can we all just take a moment to appreciate the detail here? The Snowdrop engine has definitely been upgraded for this game, and it looks just absolutely incredible. And you can hear the Imperial using her comm device to communicate out to everybody that Kay is a problem and to go after Kay. So now she's in trouble, and she's running over to her ship. And, you know, this ship is going to be obviously a very important home base, if you will, for Kay. So a lot of this is similar to Jedi Survivor. And if I rewind it there, there's even a workbench in this ship. Again, very similar to Jedi Survivor. So if you look at the bottom of the screen there, it's prompting her to use the workbench, which is to the left of the screen. So really cool to see. Now, I'm going to guess that the workbench is going to be used to upgrade her weapons, her different gear, and so on and so forth. And now, she's going to enter the cockpit here, sit down, and one other thing I want to note is you'll see that there's an open map prompt there as well. So it looks like you're going to be able to access the map from this area. So let's go ahead and take a look here. She's going to take off. And on this part, I was just stunned. I was like, this is cool. But then when it went seamlessly into space, I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. So she is going to travel into the clouds, seamlessly into space, and then she's going to actually engage into some space battles here above the planet. And again, I love the music. The musical score in this is fantastic so far.
Oh, are we good?
Nothing on the sensors yet.
And by the way, Kay's ship is called the Trailblazer. So if you wanted to know that, it's called the Trailblazer. So she's engaging in battle with some TIE fighters. And if we pause it here, you can see at the bottom right the different weaponry that is on the ship. You can see also that the ship has some shields, of course, and some health. And then also at the bottom left is her hyperdrive, which is going to be used here to travel to a different planet. And then at the top left, I believe, is her wanted status. That's what I'm guessing. So if you look at the top left, you can see these red bars. And I believe that just indicates kind of like a wanted level status. And you can see that she has 1, 2, 3, 4 bars filled up. So she is in trouble here. And she's going to have to deal with these Imperials very quickly. And she has successfully taken down the TIE fighter. And there's more approaching. And one other thing I wanted to point out was if you look at the TIE fighters, you'll notice that there's a small white circle near the TIE fighter. And that's where you really want to aim at, because it's going to tell you where you should be aiming to successfully take down the TIE fighter, depending on the range, you know. So that's very similar to, I think it was Star Wars Battlefront 2 Starfighter Assault had that similar reticle, and then I believe Star Wars Squadrons had something similar like that as well, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember if Star Wars Squadrons had that. But now she's going to access her hyperdrive at the bottom left, and she's going to travel. But she gets disrupted, and then manages to successfully jump. And look at the effects. Like, the effects of the hyperdrive jump is spectacular. Like, I am amazed at how seamless this is. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So we are reaching the end of the gameplay demo. The quest has been completed, and that quest was called The Broker. And we can see here the final end scene of the first gameplay of Star Wars Outlaws. And Nix is rewarded with a new toy.
So, where do we go next?
Anywhere we want.
And now she is off to anywhere she wants to go with her crew. And we get to see some of the different locations that we are going to get to visit. Hit that like button if you are excited. I believe this looks like it's Tatooine, if I'm not mistaken. It's a desert planet, I know that. And then we see an AT-ST pop up. Now this looks like it's the planet from Rise of Skywalker, I believe. I don't think it's Canto Bight from Last Jedi. I think it's the planet from Rise of Skywalker. Kajimi, I think it's called. So if that's the case, that's going to be a really cool planet to visit. Look at this. This looks incredible. Absolutely stunning locations. We get a glimpse at the different enemies. Her facing off against the Imperials. Her dealing with more space combat. And again, the game releases in 2024. Hopefully sooner in 2024 than later, because this is going to be very hard to wait for sure. But there it is. I tried to point out everything I could in this gameplay demo, or in this breakdown, if you will, of the gameplay demo. If I missed anything, leave a comment down below. I know there's tons more to break down from this footage, of course, but I wanted to point out some of the things you may have missed if you watched it previously. And that's going to do it for this breakdown video. I am super excited for this game. As you can tell, I'm sure you all are as well. And I'll be doing more breakdowns, more news videos, and more coverage on Star Wars Outlaws, of course. So hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Hit that like button if you're looking forward to all of that. And leave a comment down below. I'll see you all next time. Take it easy, and may the Force be with you always.